In a recent survey, over 60% of candidates said they don't know what a Band 9 answer really sounds like. In this video, you will hear a Band 9 student answer questions asked by the examiner. I have spent years helping thousands of IELTS candidates move from Band 6 to Band 9, and I have seen exactly what it takes. The last part of the video is a detailed analysis of each part of the IELTS speaking test. Let's get started. Part 1. Introduction and Interview. Good afternoon. My name is Paul Bradley. Could you tell me your full name, please?
Good afternoon. My name is Mary Reed. My relatives and work colleagues call me Mary, so just call me Mary.
Do you work or are you a student?
I am currently working as a digital marketing consultant. It's a role I truly enjoy because it allows me to be creative while also analyzing data, which is a balance I find intellectually stimulating.
What kind of job would you like to do in the future?
In the long run, I would like to move into a leadership position where I can manage a team and develop larger campaigns. Beyond that, I also dream of starting my own business one day, ideally something related to sustainable technology, since I think innovation in that area has the potential to solve real world problems.
Do you enjoy spending time outdoors?
Absolutely. Whenever I get the chance, I like to go hiking or simply take long walks in the park. Being outdoors helps me disconnect from screens and recharge mentally.
How do you usually spend your weekends?
My weekends are usually a mix of productivity and relaxation. On Saturday mornings, I tend to run errands or do some light work, but I always set aside time for exercise and meeting friends. Sundays are slower. I often read, cook a nice meal, or sometimes just binge watch a TV series.
Do you enjoy fishing?
Honestly, I wouldn't say I am passionate about fishing. I have tried it once or twice, but I find it a bit too slow paced for my personality. I would rather do something more active, like cycling or swimming.
How often do you go fishing?
Very rarely. The last time I went fishing was probably 5 years ago when a friend invited me on a trip. It was fun to try, but it's not something I've continued doing.
Where do people usually go fishing in your country?
In my country, fishing is quite popular in coastal towns and along the large rivers. Many people also fish at man made lakes, which are stocked with fish. It's often a family activity, and some people even see it as a way to connect with nature.
Why do some people enjoy fishing as a hobby?
I think it appeals to people because it's calming and almost meditative. You can sit quietly, reflect, and escape from the chaos of daily life. For others, it's more social, going out with friends or family, enjoying the atmosphere, and bonding while waiting for a catch.
Part 2. Cue card. Now I am going to give you a topic. You will have to talk about the topic for 1 to 2 minutes. You have 1 minute to think about what you're going to say. You can make some notes to help you if you wish. Here is your cue card. Describe a conversation you remember clearly. You should say who you talked to, what the conversation was about, where and when it happened, and explain why you remember this conversation so well. 1 minute for preparation is over. Please begin when you are ready.
One conversation I remember vividly took place about 2 years ago with my mentor at work. We were sitting in a quiet cafe near the office, and I was feeling quite uncertain about my career path at the time. I had been working long hours, but I wasn't sure whether I was heading in the right direction or just burning out. During that conversation, he asked me some very simple but thought provoking questions like, what do you actually enjoy doing every day? And where do you see yourself in 5 years? At first, I struggled to answer, but gradually I realized that I had been so focused on meeting deadlines that I hadn't paused to think about the bigger picture. What made the conversation stand out was the way he guided me without giving direct advice. He just listened carefully, asked the right questions, and shared a few of his own experiences. By the end of that 1 hour discussion, I felt much clearer about my goals, and I decided to shift my focus towards projects that involved sustainability, which I'm passionate about. I remember it so clearly because it was a turning point for me. It wasn't just a casual chat. It reshaped the way I thought about my career and gave me the confidence to take more ownership of my decisions. Even today, when I feel uncertain, I go back to the insights I gained from that conversation.
Part 3. Discussion. Abstract topics. What makes a conversation meaningful?
In my opinion, a conversation becomes meaningful when it goes beyond surface level topics and creates genuine understanding between people. That could mean sharing emotions, exchanging ideas, or even challenging each other's perspectives. It's not really about the length of the talk, but about whether both people walk away with new insight or a stronger connection.
Do people today prefer texting or talking face to face?
I think it depends on the context. Many young people, myself included, rely heavily on texting for quick updates or casual chats. However, when it comes to serious or emotional matters, face to face communication is irreplaceable because you can read body language, tone, and subtle cues that simply don't come across in a text message.
How do people improve their conversation skills?
The most effective way is by practicing active listening. Too often, people focus on what they're going to say next instead of fully engaging with the other person. Reading widely also helps because it gives you more to contribute to discussions. Finally, paying attention to tone, pace, and body language can make a conversation much more engaging.
In what situations is it important to be a good listener?
It's absolutely vital in situations that involve empathy or decision making, like when a friend is sharing a personal problem or when a manager needs to understand employees' concerns. In these cases, listening carefully can make the difference between solving an issue and making it worse.
How can technology affect the quality of communication?
Technology is a double edged sword. On the one hand, it enables us to connect instantly across the globe, which is remarkable. On the other hand, it sometimes encourages shallow communication, like endless scrolling or one word replies. If people rely too much on technology, they might lose the ability to have deep face to face interactions.
Are people better at having serious conversations as they get older?
Generally, yes. With age comes more life experience, and that often makes people more patient and empathetic. For instance, a teenager might react impulsively in a heated discussion, whereas an older adult may pause, reflect, and choose words more carefully. That said, maturity doesn't automatically guarantee good communication. Some younger people are excellent conversationalists too.
Thank you, Mary. That is the end of the IELTS speaking test.
Thank you, sir. Bye.
Carefully listen to the analysis and breakdown of the responses. Let's start with part 1. Listen to how Mary answers the question about her job. I am currently working as a digital marketing consultant. It's a role I truly enjoy because it allows me to be creative while also analyzing data, which is a balance I find intellectually stimulating. That phrase, intellectually stimulating, it's not showy, it's just the perfect way to describe enjoying the balance between creativity and analysis. This is Band 9 vocabulary in action, precise words that fit naturally. When asked about future career plans, Mary starts talking about leadership positions to starting a business to sustainable technology and solving real-world problems. This is what examiners are looking for. That is 3 levels of thinking in one smooth answer. Here's my favorite. When asked about fishing, a topic they don't even enjoy. Honestly, I wouldn't say I am passionate about fishing. I have tried it once or twice, but I find it a bit too slow-paced for my personality. I would rather do something more active, like cycling or swimming. Notice the honesty? I find it a bit too slow-paced for my personality. Even when discussing something you're not passionate about, you need to reflect on why it doesn't suit you. That is what will get you a Band 9. Lastly, Mary's cultural insight about fishing in her country is interesting. She connects fishing to family activities and nature. See what Mary did here? She took a simple question and added social and cultural dimensions. Next is part 2, where Mary truly shines. She discusses a career conversation with her mentor. You can go back to listen to the cue card again if you want. This response is pure storytelling mastery. Notice the emotional journey: uncertainty, gradual realization, clarity, lasting impact. But look at the language choices. Vividly, thought-provoking, hadn't paused to think about the bigger picture. The line, "He guided me without giving direct advice." That's a high-level observation about mentorship dynamics. She is not just describing what happened, she is analyzing how it worked. The ending is pure Band 9 reflection. Mary says, "It reshaped the way I thought about my career." That's precise vocabulary. Take more ownership of my decisions. That's advanced phrasing. The whole response shows exactly what IELTS examiners are looking for. Finally, let's break down part 3. Mary demonstrates university-level critical thinking. When asked what makes conversation meaningful, she delivers a precise answer. Mary distinguishes between surface-level and deep conversation, and then she identifies specific qualities, for example, genuine understanding, emotional sharing, and perspective challenging. This shows how she quickly thinks about communication. Let's put this into perspective. When asked about texting versus face-to-face, Mary delivers a perfect and balanced answer. She explains when each mode works and identifies what gets lost in text: body language, tone, and subtle cues. Last but not least, Mary delivers a brilliant analysis when asked about the impact of technology. Mary gives examiners what they want to hear. That is idioms. She says double-edged sword, which is a perfect idiom choice. Then she presents both sides of the impact of technology, that is, instant global connection versus shallow communication. She then identifies the real risk, that is losing the ability for deep interaction. That's critical thinking. Finally, Mary's response about age and conversation shows exceptional nuance. She agrees, but then gives her argument. She says, maturity doesn't automatically guarantee good communication. She follows this sentence with a specific contrast, that is, impulsive teenager versus reflective older adult, but then acknowledge individual variation. This is critical and balanced thinking. This Band 9 performance proves that excellence in IELTS speaking isn't about being formal or complicated. It's about being naturally articulate, intellectually curious, and genuinely engaged with ideas. Subscribe to the channel so you do not miss 2 videos I publish weekly. All the best in your preparation.